Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Third Round TKO. My name's Tim. I'm joined once again by my co-host Evan. How's it going, Evan?
Good, chilling. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. We're here to recap UFC Fight Night, Woodley versus Burns. Before we get into that, I have some winners of the contest I wanted to announce. We had
Shit.
Dan. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm not excited.
We had Dan Carbon. He guessed Burns' decision correctly.
Mm,
We had Chase Collins and Vic Garza both guessed Dern's first round submission correctly. I randomly generated the winner, and Chase Collins got the nod there. And then we had Vic Garza also guessed Roberts by second round submission correctly. So you'll be taking home that gift card. I'll have your comments overlaid on this section of the video. Reach out in the comments down below. Leave like your social or your email, and I'll get a hold of you. But yeah, thank you guys for entering. We'll probably run another one on whatever full fight breakdown videos we get out this week. We have one for sure planned. Might do some more. But yeah, let's get into it. So recap of UFC Fight Night, Woodley versus Burns. We'll start from the top down. We'll go Gilbert Burns, who defeated Tyron Woodley via a 5-round decision. What'd you think, Evan?
great performance by Gilbert. Earlier in the week, I was on Woodley, but not convinced. And then, like as the week went, I kind of did a full 180, and I ended up betting Burns by decision at plus 500. So I picked up a
Wow.
good chunk right there
Yeah,
to end the night. End the night with a exclamation point.
yeah, I will confirm Evan made the switch, so he's not bullshitting. He did make the switch. Yeah, I mean Gilbert Burns, a great performance. Really dominated Tyron Woodley. For me, it was kind of depressing.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
done.
yeah, I
He's
mean he's got to be done. I thought Tyron coming out with that video after the fight, basically saying he didn't have any real excuses. Any Gilbert obviously did well, and he said he had like a sense of peace about it. And then the next day he posted something about having a flat, so assuming he's talking about some kind of leg or foot injury. Um, kind of undervalues that video he put out after after
yeah
the fight, but it
contradicts it a little.
yeah, definitely. Gilbert looked great, man. I wouldn't be mad seeing him fight Usman or any of the other top guys. I think Woodley could still beat a lot, like the majority of people in the UFC. Maybe even a few people in the top 10, but he just doesn't have that fire anymore, and I'd personally like to see him retire, but I
Yeah.
do think that money is an issue based on an interview he had with Ariel Helwani. Um, so we may see more of Tyron here, and hopefully he can get back to his winning ways. But yeah, I was wrong on that one. One of the many on this card. I mean, I felt like we
It's
had
a
good
weird one.
breakdowns. Yeah, I mean, I had good breakdowns. I feel like good reads for the whole card. The 6 I got correct. I got perfect. 4 of those I think were decisions, but
Hmm.
and the Roberts and Mackenzie Dern subs aren't like the greatest of reads, but
Yeah, not nothing groundbreaking there.
whatever. We'll move on. Augusto Sakai versus Blagoy Ivanov. Sakai won a split decision. Um, Blagoy with a 30-27 I thought was ridiculous. I was on Blagoy. The fight played out kind of similar to how I thought it would. I didn't think he attacked the body enough early on. Um, I honestly felt he won the fight. I thought he won the first round for sure. The second round was real close. He got the late takedown. I thought that secured him the round personally. Um, but Sakai got the nod here. How do you feel about this one, Evan? You were kind of on
Yeah,
Sakai a little bit.
I ended up laying the money line on Sakai for $100 profit. But I wasn't really watching to judge. I was kind of just watching just to watch, basically. So I don't really have a say on if the judging was correct or not. But I
Yeah,
do think the point should have been deducted for sure.
yeah,
That
that
was
was a
that was
big
a bad
thing.
one.
Yeah, the fence grab for Sakai in the third. I mean, that could have been the fight right there,
Mhm.
and I was talking to Evan about this. Man, I really just don't like the commentators so close. with no other
with
noises.
no other sound.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if the judges are listening in, and I feel like they were, I imagine that's why the one judge gave him a 30-27 is because he scored the fence grab, even though the ref didn't call it, which is also kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. Get them into like a soundproof booth or something if you're gonna keep them there. I'm over the announcers being close.
It's fun at first when they started like coaching Greg Hardy and shit.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's just like, dude, you shouldn't be getting coached by the announcers mid-fight. That's just, I get they're good at their job and I like the job they're doing, but put some kind of sound thing in between them and the judges, or have the judges put on like earphones or whatever. I don't even care about the fighters all that much, like, but the judges more so, I think, because
Just
there's no
can't
one
sway,
else there. Yeah, it can really sway them.
I agree with that.
Little rant. Sorry, guys. Welcome to my TED Talk. Anyway. Next up, we had Billy Q versus Spike Carlyle. Spike with some early success. Billy was able to weather the storm and pulled out the decision. The second round was real close, actually. I
think Spike definitely won majority of that round.
Yeah,
I just really ended strong, and that's what they counted more.
I've also mentioned this to Evan before. The judges only remember like the last couple minutes. Like even in boxing, they remember like the last minute in like 3-minute rounds.
2 minutes worth more than the first 3 apparently.
Billy really came on at the end of the second round. I thought he might have lost the round even. But the fight went pretty much how I expected. I'll chalk this one up to a good read here. Billy was able to weather the early storm, come on late with his cardio, and get the decision, however dicey it was.
Yeah. I ended up playing a unit on Billy by decision as well, specifically by decision. So that was a good, I think, profit, like 225 on that, 235.
Is that the one you asked me about?
Yeah, like game day, like Saturday morning. I was like, "How do you feel about Billy by decision?" And then
I figured if he would win,
he gave me the green light.
Yeah, decision. I'm not taking credit for that. I'm just.
Hey, you influenced me.
Next up, we had Roosevelt Roberts versus Brok Weaver. This one played out pretty much exactly as I expected. The first round was actually a little more close. Roberts standing. Weaver doing a pretty good job of actually staying in boxing range, like I thought he may be able to. In between rounds, Roosevelt's corner said, get him down, choke him out. And that's what he did. So that was a good play there.
Those skinny-ass arms are like little daggers, apparently.
Yeah, they get under there, man. He locks it in. The fight metric thing, I want to have... Okay, welcome to TED Talk Part 2. Fight metrics was ridiculous. I mean, just ridiculous.
We got to find out who they're rostering before we set our lineups.
Yeah, I don't know how we figured that out, but like D-Rod scored 1,000,000 points. Chookagian, who should have scored 1,000,000 points, scored like 0 points. I mean...
She still got like 90, but for what she did.
But for what she did,
exactly,
compared to D-Rod mostly landing jabs, and they're all counted as significant strikes, it's...
The first round for Katlyn, like I think it was only 20 of her 70 strikes were significant, which is just absurd.
Yeah, I mean, she was just hammer fisting her, and that didn't sound good. Anyway, moving on, we got Mackenzie Dern versus Hannah Cifers. Hannah Cifers was not able to make it out of the first round.
But when it was standing, she was winning the striking.
Yeah,
and I did buy out of that Cifers bet. I ended up playing a little more on Dern to finish.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So I got the Roosevelt Roberts second round sub. I got the Mackenzie Dern first round sub. Yeah, it went pretty much as expected. Cifers did okay. Dern was able to get in there and get her down and choked her out pretty quick.
Okay.
So not a great read there, but it played out how I figured. We got Chookagian, who won a unanimous decision against Antonina Shevchenko. This one hurt for me personally.
Yeah, just didn't see that coming at all.
Worse than the Woodley one. I don't feel that bad. Chookagian really came out with a different game plan and enacted it. She took her down, which she normally doesn't try to do. She normally wants to stand and strike. In the third round, when she did stand and strike, Antonina got the better of the exchanges, even after getting completely dominated the first 2 rounds. She still got taken down at the end of the round, though, and I think ended the fight on... Well, no, I think she did get up before the end of the bell. So that's a victory, I guess, for her. She won a battle, but lost the war. One thing that I think might have happened is they said that Shevchenko was in a 5-month-long camp. she had peaked 3 times prior to this fight, and that takes a lot out of you, like
It sounds like
mentally.
Tony.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It sounded like Tony as well. I think that might have been an issue there. Is it's not it's not that like you can peak and then still have a good fight afterwards, but when you do it 3 times in a row, when you have that long of a camp, like
Just
mentally
burnt
and
out.
physically, it just burns you out. And
Hmm.
Chookagian was really kind of able to out muscle her in the clinch, which is one of where Shevchenko is very strong. And I don't think maybe that if she hadn't been burned out from that long camp and those multiple peaks, that maybe wouldn't have happened even. But yeah, I thought the fight would have gone more like the third round the entire fight, but I actually thought Shevchenko would work her offensive takedowns, which she didn't really ever get a chance to try, and
Hmm.
even in that third round didn't try. I don't know if she was trying to knock her out or what, but so yeah, that one hurt. I had a lot of exposure to Shevchenko on DraftKings. I had switched most of my Hill exposure over to Shevchenko, which in hindsight is just terrible because
Like a 105-point difference right
yeah.
there.
So that was a tough one,
Yeah,
but
I don't think anyone read that fight correctly. Like anyone who was back in Chookagian, if they said they saw her taking her down and grapple fucking her, they're full of shit.
yeah,
Like
there's
no
no way
one,
you can,
there's nothing in any of the tape that showed that
yeah,
she
and
didn't
that's
do
why I don't
that.
feel like too terrible about it. Like in the third round, the fight went how I kind of thought it would, but otherwise, yeah, when fighters come out with new game plans or have developed new skills, you just got to kind of live and learn and remember for the next time.
Props to Shevchenko for not tapping out though.
Oh yeah, she's tough, man. Those
Hmm.
Shevchenko sisters are tough for sure.
And I didn't know Valentina wasn't going to corner her either. I don't know
Yeah,
if that
that's
was
also kind of a
public
weird
news or
thing.
not, but I just found out when she walked out. Not saying that would have changed the outcome, but
Right. Yeah, I wonder if there was some kind of argument or something there. Like, I'm serious. Like, maybe there was some kind of weird sister.
sister, yeah.
Yeah, like this is my fight. I don't want you. You already beat her, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
Valentina maybe giving too much input on how, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. Moving on. I'll forget that one. Hopefully soon enough. We got Daniel Rodriguez who defeated Gabe Green by unanimous decision. Rodriguez looked pretty good. Gabe
Yeah.
Green looked pretty good actually.
I'll be surprised if he doesn't pop for something.
Yeah, I mean for really short notice, he looked to be in great shape.
Taking all those shots too.
Was extremely durable and very explosive and didn't really fade very much. He
Hmm.
just kept coming on.
And he's a
Um,
true 55er too.
yeah, and D-Rod has some power, so it's definitely
Good
interesting.
on D-Rod though, staying like composed and not getting
Yeah,
like too
man, for being a 33-year-old with one fight in the UFC before this, he's looked great. I didn't give him any
solid.
chance against Tim Means, even after watching tape. The Contender Series fight to the Tim Means fight, I thought he made great improvements. And I think he looked really composed in this fight as well. A lot more adversity than in the Tim Means fight.
Curious how that Holland fight would have went.
Yeah, me too. It's maybe they'll rematch or
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if they just rebooked it.
do it on Fight Island or something.
Yeah.
So we were on that one. Got Daniel Rodriguez correct there. Moving on to Jamahall Hill versus Klidson Abreu.
I got
Great
this wrong as fuck.
performance for Hill. Yeah, I was on Hill. I was not confident. Like I said, I switched off a lot of exposure onto Shevchenko, which was a terrible idea. Um, Hill with the first round KO, knee to the body. We did see the knee read for Jamahall Hill in the full fight breakdown. If you go check that out. But yeah, I mean,
Didn't work what I thought he would. Like we
no.
still don't know where Hill's like grappling defense is at. Like Abreu didn't even try. Like
Yeah,
zero
he just
takedown attempts.
crumpled.
Like yeah, so I still
Yeah,
don't know where Hill's at, but he seems legit. I guess
I mean, yeah,
good
that's the thing.
prospect.
Really, even with the kind of like the Chookagian thing, did she really like level up in that fight? Did she really like gain new elements to her game? Like, sure, she like got her down and out grappled her on the ground, but like I don't know if she really improved as a fighter in that fight. And the
Hmm.
same kind of goes here for Hill. Almost similar to that last Holland fight. with Anthony Hernandez. You know, you just get in there, you land that quick knee, the fight's over. Like, it's a great victory. You look great.
Mm-hmm.
But besides, like, you potentially not becoming a better fighter, we also have less of an idea of where you're at as a fighter.
Now Hill's going to be a huge favorite in the next fight, no matter who it's against.
Yeah, for real. I mean, he's big, he's strong, he's fast. He showed that here, and good on him. I was on that side.
Yeah, I was not.
So I feel good about that one. Thought he'd win by decision, but, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't just talk about the bets I won. I put 2 units on Abreu, so I felt that one.
Well,
the main card paid it all back, plus some, so.
Yeah, he ended up cashing out. I did not. Next up, we got Brandon Royval, who defeated Tim Elliott via submission of arm triangle choke in round number 2.
On scrap.
Yeah, great fight. The weirdest thing was Royval, after the fight, crying about having to go to his job the next day.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend pointed this out. She was like, where is he working at? That he's like, this dude's a tough UFC fighter, just had like a tough fight against a veteran, and he's crying about having to go back to work the next day. Like, was he working hell, or like, you know, he's like Satan's assistant or something? I mean,
I like him.
Yeah, he did really well. He got the submission, so hopefully he quit his job and can pursue this full time and maybe become an even better. You know, I was on Tim Elliott. In hindsight, I feel dumb.
I was as well.
Tim Elliott enacted his game plan and he was winning the fight. And usually he can hold that over for 3 rounds, but he gassed in the second.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's hard not to, like... You expect him to be able to carry that pace up, you know? So
he does. Like,
yeah,
I don't
he usually does. So you can't really feel too bad. But in hindsight, I did watch the interview with him. He talks about only needing this fight for money because of his daughter and his new house. He talks about only having a training camp with his wife, Gina Mazzani, and something else, I forget. But it's just like the signs were there, you know.
Shit like that, though, like, you get more money if you win. Like,
yeah,
true. I don't know.
But, I mean, he just probably didn't have a good camp, and that's why I guess.
I guess.
Or he's just getting old, or both.
Maybe, like, I was thinking this the other day, maybe, like, the no crowd, you don't have as much, like, adrenaline,
yeah,
maybe?
He mentioned that, too, in the interview, actually. That was the other thing that I couldn't remember. Thank you, Evan. He said that, he loves fighting in front of the crowd. It really does energize him. That's exactly what he said. Evan's a psychic over here.
Yeah, I heard him in between rounds say it's too quiet.
Yeah, that was interesting, too, yeah. So, yeah, great performance from Royval. I'm glad he got the performance bonus. Although I think Hill should have got one over Dern.
100%.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I was saying this to Evan, too. Like, Dern doesn't even need the money. She's got, like, tons of sponsors. This won probably a ton of money from jiu-jitsu and whatever. Good performance for Royval. He'll probably be ranked. I'm excited for his future. He's a young guy. Obviously very skilled. Got a little work to do, but he pulled it out here. So
I don't want to throw him up there too. He's definitely going to be ranked, but I don't. Yeah. They should slow it down with him
like
a little bit.
Not 15 ranked guy, around
there. Not giving someone too much too quick. He's exciting though. He's fun.
Yeah, he definitely is. Next up, we had Casey Kenney submit Louis Smolka via a one-arm guillotine choke. We were both on Kenney here. He pulled it out.
Not like that though.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be like that.
I didn't think he was going to club himself.
Yeah, he looked great. And Smolka, I thought, came in looking in shape.
Right. And working the body well.
Yeah.
If that kept going, Kenney might have not been able to keep up the pace. Smolka was ripping the body.
Yeah. I mean, it was not a terrible performance from Smolka, but Kenney looking really good. So we got that one correct. Moving on, we had Chris Gutierrez versus Vince Morales. This was
wrong again.
Yeah, wrong on this one. For me, this one was more like a 50-50.
Yeah.
I had just a tiny bit of exposure to Morales. But, man, Gutierrez came out there and just put it on him.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of like the Sakai fight was similar, where it was like a tale of leg kicks. Dude, Sakai scored all his points on leg kicks. Gutierrez just ate Morales up with leg kicks. I actually tweeted at Morales, and he liked my tweet that said, "You got to check those leg kicks, bro."
I didn't see that, damn.
So, he posted a meme of Lieutenant Dan. I sent that one to Evan, and he was talking about his legs the next day, which is kind of funny, but also kind of like, bro, learn to fucking check a leg
Yeah,
kick. You're in the UFC, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't like when they joke about that. Like,
yeah,
I get it, you're in good spirits, but like, you just lost your fight because of that. That shit's not funny.
yeah. I mean, that's your livelihood, you
Yeah.
know, your future. So, really good performance for Gutierrez here. He looked great. I thought the leg kicks were heavy, and otherwise, he just enacted his game plan. And I thought the ref stepping in was kind of bogus. I get he was hurt, but like, either force him to stand up, and if he can't stand up, then call it the fight, or let Gutierrez fucking pound his ass out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. But I mean, the result was inevitable.
yeah, so that's another one wrong. You know, pretty good card as far as reads go.
I bet Morales as well. My bad.
Oh,
I gotta throw that in there. Yeah.
Appreciate your honesty there.
I got it. I'll get called out later.
And so yeah, I guess that's about it. I put in a parlay. The first one got ruined by Elliott. The second one also had Elliott in it, but it also had Shevchenko. So both of them were ruined, but not a huge deal. I did put in a parlay for 250.
Okay.
Today, let's see. I put
What you got?
I'm still learning how to work Twitter here. I did $100. Formiga at plus 115. Sanhagen at minus 105, and Rafael Sunsal at 125.
Ooh, the
Risk
dogs.
100 to win 844.
The dogs. I like it. I haven't really dug into the Formiga Perez yet, but I like the Sanhagen one. I'm leaning a Sunsal. I haven't really dug into that one too hard yet, but
yeah. Well,
definitely possible.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into these more as we do our full breakdown video. What's the we got the Corey Sanhagen, Aljamain Sterling full fight breakdown coming out. But yeah. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. Thank you once again, Evan.
You got it.
Contest winners, comment down below with your Insta or email or whatever, and we can get in touch, and I'll get these gift cards over to you. So thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Check back for the full fight breakdowns. We'll be running the contest again. Thank you, Evan.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys soon.
Deuces.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Go to Wood.
Look out, he's looking for a dart.